Polkadot really is breaking records right now, and that's because in its plans to become the world's fastest blockchain, Polkadot just recorded its highest level in development activity, really in the midst of this ongoing and long and painful bear market, which of course has been exacerbated by all the recent FTX scandals. But even given that context, Polkadot is fundamentally performing better than ever. And as such, we don't want to miss the boat on one of the best projects in Polkadot's ecosystem. It's actually a project that's already made a lot of positive noise. Earlier this year, back in March, that's when it won Polkadot's 12th parachain auction. Personally, I'm excited again about it now because the full platform launch of this one-stop DeFi solution is just around the corner. It's a project called Equilibrium. And in this video, I'm going to show you what it does, how it works, and how it has some of the best user experience really of anything in the Polkadot ecosystem, by the way, which we have covered extensively on this channel. And we'll also discuss why we feel it has super high potential for growth. Because of course, we're in the middle of this bear market. We're in the aftermath right now of the FTX collapse. We've got to look forward. We've got to keep our eyes on the prize and really spot the gems at this time before everybody else gets into them. And this is one of them. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie and this is Altcoin Buzz. We are a crypto investment research company. Best of luck as always if you choose to invest, but just remember this video does not represent official financial or investment advice. Okay, let's start from the top. What exactly is Equilibrium? To begin with, as I mentioned, it's the winner of the 12th Polkadot Parachain slot. They got 4,300 contributors to pledge 1 million DOT. And now Equilibrium has its hands in a few different things, including a DEX, so a decentralized exchange, a lending protocol, a liquid staking platform, and stablecoin issuer. So you can see that they have a lot on their plate currently. And as a Polkadot ecosystem project, of course, it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. As such a project, interoperability is one of their key themes. One thing that I really like about Equilibrium and what they're doing is that they've taken each one of these 4 areas that we've just discussed, and they've made at least one significant improvement to them all. Let's elaborate on that. And we'll start with their DEX improvement. So with their decentralized exchange, they support cross-chain interoperability, really in a way that many DEXs don't. And in addition, they support lots of collateral types. DEX only supports USDC, but with Equilibrium, you can use the collateral you already have, which includes anything in the DOT ecosystem, Bitcoin, and ETH. And as a bonus for small traders, they have some of the lowest margin requirements for trading a perpetual contract in the industry, about 5%. With regard to their lending protocol improvement, here the improvement is to lower the collateral requirements altogether. Now, lots of crypto collateral sits wasted and is thus inefficiently used, and that's due to high over-collateralization requirements because you need 125% or sometimes 133% to borrow at Aave and Compound. Whereas at Equilibrium, it's only 105%, which therefore makes that system much more efficient. Venus protocol, shown here, goes as high as 2-to-1 or 200% with most markets at about the 166% mark. And they keep their collateral rates low through their insurance pool, which you can see from the earn screen here. Interest rates are also more efficient because the algorithm sets it based on risk. Liquid staking improvements are also addressed here. Equilibrium understands many of you have pledged your DOT to the projects you prefer. So in response, they are launching liquid staking with their own XDOT. And XDOT now gives you a liquid component on your staked DOT and markets, whether AMM or DEX, to use them to trade or earn along with your DOT staking rewards. With regard to stablecoin improvements, stables on DOT so far really haven't done all that well. Akala's AUSD had a hack, or maybe an exploit if you want to call it that, which caused it to depeg in August. And it got as low as about 0.9 cents before climbing a little bit of its way back. Now it's at about 75 or so cents, which is a major improvement, but it's still depegged almost 3 full months later. There's still a lot of volatility, unfortunately. EQD is a multi-collateral stablecoin in the MakerDAO model of over-collateralizing crypto to back the coin. And because they take many assets, including entire portfolios, to back the minting of EQD, the algorithm does a constant risk assessment and adjusts interest rates accordingly. So This means that collateral requirements are going to vary based on the collateral portfolio impact on the entire EQD system. Some statistical analysis follows with adjusted interest rates for borrowers. They use the stable as collateral as well as adjust the collateral requirements. And this is a major difference between EQD and fixed deposits of ETH and USDC for DAI. Because ETH requirements are 150% for this, sometimes more. EQDs are much lower, and that's because of the diverse sources for collateral. Let us know, guys, what your experience has been like when it comes to Polkadot Parachains so far. Do you have a favorite? If that's the case, let us know what it is in the comments below. All right, now that we've set the stage as to what Equilibrium is, what they're trying to accomplish, let's discuss a little bit about how it works. First of all, you have to connect your wallet. And the two most popular wallets in the DOT ecosystem are the JS wallet and Talisman. Equilibrium supports both. The wallet seen here shows you your available balances to use on Equilibrium, so that's a good place to start. Now, let's take a look at how the earn feature works. And here we did 2 transactions. First, we click on earn and decide to stake some of our USDT. You can see that process is actually pretty simple. You select USDT and the amount from the lending pool, which in this case is 1,000 USDT. Then confirm in our Talisman wallet. And now, just like that, we are earning. And then afterwards, you see the transaction details and the hash, and click back on lending pool to see that our saving USDT is now live. Now, in our second example here, we earn starting at the market tab by looking at the market maker. Here we click on DOT, D-O-T, so we can earn on that. And you can see it takes us back to the earn screen. This time we're staking 100 DOT, 100 DOT. We go through the transaction confirmation again and view that our DOT staking is now live. We are good to go. Now let's take a look at minting the crypto collateralized stablecoin EQD. Here we start by clicking on Mint EQD on the left side panel. You pick the asset you want to use to collateralize the new EQD that you are minting. And remember, that is the big disadvantage of DAI because it forces you to use either ETH or USDT. But here, any available and compatible asset is your option to mint a stablecoin. So at least personally for me, I like the flexibility that this introduces. You can see here that we used 10,000 EQD to mint more EQD. This is kind of like if we were borrowing for a leveraged trade. And I like this message that it tells us. It says the low 120% margin means there's a chance we could get margin called for this. So we might want to borrow less. And that's a nice user experience, user interface feature, and a good note for users to keep in mind as they mint and borrow. It kind of reminds us of our responsibilities, right? To do this responsibly. It also shows the Equilibrium team is trying to look out for its users and not just maximize transaction fees. Okay, so I decided to take their advice and only pledge 5,000 EQD instead and go through that transaction here to mint. And while I don't show you the completion of this one, it's really the same thing. You confirm the transaction, and then you're going to see your loan balance in your wallet, in the borrow, and the trade section. And as you're seeing here, it's easy to use. It's super user-friendly, and the UI and UX on here are also very strong. Next up, let's try borrowing. Remember, here you need 120% collateral. So right here, this is the borrow and trade screen. Click on deposit, and you're going to have your coins for collateral. Here we are adding 500 USDT. After you've made your deposit and approved the transaction in your wallet, then you can borrow. You have 16 options on the borrow screen in the beta test that we're showing you here. Upon full launch, you're also going to be able to access native Equilibrium tokens, so EQ, EQD, X, DOT. That's from Liquid Staking. The ecosystem as well is also going to be accessible, so DOT, Glimmer, GLMR, ASTR, and USDT. Yes, that's native on Polkadot now. And also Ethereum, so USDC, ETH, and WBTC. So as you can see, you have lots of choices, really at one of the lowest collateral ratios in the entire crypto industry. And that's a powerful combination. You could use it to set up a couple of nice trades for yourself, or look, if you so choose, you could just use it to buy more of your favorite project and pay it back in a stable coin. You could do that in order to lower your risk. And if you want to learn more, then you're definitely going to want to get on Equilibrium's whitelist. That's going to be for their second EQ offering. Right now, the cap is 300,000 DOT. That's 300,000 DOT for this round. And there's even a referral program. So you can get your friends to sign up. And by doing that, you can earn bonuses in EQ. You can earn up to an additional 20% EQ from your allocation based on how early you take part in the offering. And if you refer any friends, you get an additional 5% from each invited friend's contribution from each. Check it out today. Details are in the description below. This sale is coming soon.